Hey, it's Melissa, and welcome to an episode of Walk the Walk, where we go on walks together and we talk about life, architecture, business, practice, school, all the things. I'm so excited to have you along with me. I've decided lately that I just want to be living my full best life. I want to be putting my best foot forward in every area of my life and truly show up. And in doing this, I've had realizations that I feel like should have been so obvious to me before. Like, everything that I've gone through up until this point in my life, has prepared me to do what I'm meant to do with my life. So it's just been an experience for me to see it in this light. I really feel like I am destined to teach people about architecture, all different things, all different parts of it. A car is coming, so I'm going to stop talking. I truly feel like I'm destined to teach people about architecture and all the different things that come with it that you don't learn about in school. If I could go back and see that what I'm learning in architecture school doesn't actually apply to practice, I would probably not have done it, to be honest, because it was long and it was hard and it was a lot of work and sleepless nights, and you don't even learn how to put a fucking building together. I didn't even know what a joist or a rafter was when I started working. No idea. I was like, excuse me, what? A what? I didn't know that it was all just wood, lumber. Yeah. So I feel like going through that and having come out of college and gone into the workforce and sort of learned all these things that I didn't know and I am learning now, and I feel like I'm in the perfect position to help people who were me 2 years ago, right? Like stepping out of college into the real world and you realize that you were fucking prepared. It's fine. We're fine, okay? I made it to this point, and I feel like I just have learned and grown so much in almost 2 years. And I would have loved to have somebody to ask for help for certain things. I got really lucky. I got a job working for an architect that is like a mentor, and he just teaches you everything you should know. If you work at a bigger firm, that might not happen. You might get stuck doing like one thing you're not really learning. But I have been able to learn a lot where I'm at, and I want to share my knowledge with everyone who was in my position just 2 years ago, and know that like you don't have to struggle to learn these things alone, and there is support for you. So for me, I knew I wanted to start with Revit because this program is being used more and more everywhere, and a lot of people won't even look at your resume these days if you don't have Revit experience, and colleges just aren't cutting it. They're not teaching people what they need to know. So I want to change that. Obviously, I'm not a part of a college course, but I thought I could create my own damn course, right? Like, I know how to do so much in Revit, and I really have to break my knowledge down and think about, if I were to start learning this program over, how would I have benefited the most? Like, what would I have benefited the most from learning right away? And so I did that. I created my Revit Foundations course, and I have had my first 2 students in the course, and we are about to wrap up on Sunday, which is crazy to me. I have come so far from this just being a figment in my head, an idea, a dream. I sat on it for 2 years. When I graduated, I immediately felt like this needed to happen, and I didn't act on it. So now that I finally have, I feel like everything that I'm doing is aligned, and it's just so meant to be, and I have so much energy and so much momentum towards it, because I truly believe that if we all just got the support and knowledge that we needed, like a little bit one-on-one, like not just from YouTube and not just from trying to like struggle your way for hours until you figure it out. No, like from having somebody to walk beside you while you learn, while you struggle, to help you bring your projects to life. You don't have to limit yourself to what you're modeling. You really don't. It's just knowing what tools to use, what tools are available to you, and just working it to your advantage, and then using that creativity that you have available to you when you're in school, like the freeness, right? There's no budgets. You want to create cool things, and a lot of people won't use Revit during school and gain the experience needed to go into the workforce because they're trying to create cool stuff and they don't know how to create it in Revit, so they never pick it up. But that only hinders you, because when you leave and you don't have Revit experience and you have no projects in your portfolio that you've done in Revit, people aren't going to want to hire you, because not only are you going to be fresh out of school and not know how to put a building together, but now you're not going to know the program. Like, it's just so much to teach someone all at once that no one wants to take that on. And I know that is harsh, right? No one wants to be told that they're not valuable after 4 years of literally struggling to get your degree for architecture. But this is just the reality that we're seeing, especially as more firms and larger firms are transitioning to Revit. They're just not even gonna interview someone ever in person. You're not even gonna make it past to the interview part. You're not even gonna be considered because you don't have Revit. So I don't know, these are just things I think about all the time, how schools are really doing us a disservice. And I just think the whole entire structure of how architecture is taught needs to like really be evaluated, because it's doing us all a disservice. We're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to come out to not know how to use a program that we need to use to get a job, not knowing how to put a building together, which is literally what an architect is supposed to do, never learning how to do details, never learning a thing about construction documents. Like, it's a disservice. And it needs to change, but I don't think enough people are talking about this, because I think people are embarrassed to admit that they don't know something, when in reality, it's not their fault, right? Like, you pay all this money to go to a prestigious college, and you expect to come out of that college ready to go into the workforce. And you're sadly let down, and you think maybe it was something I did, maybe it was something I did wrong. And that shame keeps us quiet. And therefore, not enough people are talking about this as an issue. So colleges are continuing to enroll people and to teach them art and fluff and how to make a pretty picture, and then they set us free. And we fall flat. We fall short. So we're seeing this more and more with the newer entry-level positions, people coming in, not offering any program skills, not offering any construction skills, and on top of that, they're asking for $20,000 over what they're actually worth. So it's definitely a struggle right now to own a business. I wouldn't want to be a business owner of a firm right now. Definitely not the business owner's market, but that is a whole nother story for another day. What I really wanted to get across to everyone is that I feel so deeply that I'm here to bridge this gap, bridge this knowledge gap, and to just build a community of people who are not, know that they're not alone, and that it's normal to feel this way when you get out of architecture school, and that there are resources available to help you learn what you need to know to be productive and to fulfill your passion every day and to be a good architect and a good designer. So I'm just so lit up and so passionate about doing this and starting these conversations and just being who I am and just sharing that with the world, because truly this is stuff that I embody every day, and I just have so much to share with everyone. So I'm excited. This is going to be a journey. This is only the beginning, and I am so excited to be sharing it with you all. That concludes our walk. I'm home now. Thank you so much for joining me. If we aren't connected on Instagram already, it is architecture_unbound. I would love to connect there with you. I post a ton of tips and tricks and a whole other form of content on that page. And I will catch you next time on our next walk.